we're just a little bit rushed tonight because our guests of honor had another commitment. And we really thought it was important for us to tell them how much we appreciate the coverage that they have given us. I mean, our purpose is to keep the information about the history of the area alive. And of course, by reporting the news, they are documenting the history of the area. So we have some similar goals. And the other thing that's, that's exciting, not that we're glad to see them leave, but we have their successor with us tonight. Amanda Garcia is here with her family. She has been doing a lot of the reporting out in the field for John and Gayle, and so we hope we will have the same kind of coverage. If you get the Rosamond News, they have really given Rosamond and all the activities in Rosamond a lot of support. And I know that this is not the only newspaper you publish. So we wanted to thank you, and this is the only way we thought we could do it, and we appreciate you sneaking over here because I know you have to leave soon to go to your other commitment. Anyway, Siobhan, would you like to say a few words? Just stand here so this mic picks you up also.
I will try to be quick, but I tend to be chatty, so Gretchen will just pinch me if I get too chatty. John and Gayle cannot stay because we had the audacity to do this on St. Patrick's Day, which is like a national event in their household with their friends. So we really, really appreciate the sacrifice of them coming out for us. And I was telling John and Gayle earlier, I think in today's age where kids text and they email and they do all of these things, and we think they're immersed in print all the time. And I was telling them that I was sitting and I was reading the Rosamond News once years ago, and I'm reading through it and I'm reading through it and I'm thinking, well, John's got half the story right, and he must have been drinking for the other half of it. And I'm going through this, and of course, apparently I'm not too bright because it takes me all the way to the end of the paper. And Gayle did point out that there was something listed at the top of every page that said, this was the April Fool's Day edition. And so when I got to the end, John and Ole Landsgaard had a heck of a good time, and there was just enough truth intermingled in all the bold-faced lies to make it extremely entertaining. And so we so appreciate your truthfulness, your ability to weave words into stories that are so meaningful, and to be a wordsmith that is someone that we can look up to. We really, really appreciate it very much. Thank you.
They have just been so faithful about telling people about our meetings, and we do so appreciate that. Siobhan, do you want me to do the cards? Okay. As people came in, I hope you all signed the cards, but we have a card for John and Gayle. You want to come up here and you can say a few words? And why don't you move over this way so that the person recording the video.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, how nice.
Very nice. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
And we have something for you to take back
Oh, good.
to your house. It's green.
Oh, and I love these peace lily.
Yeah, they're great.
Great, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, do you want to say something? Move over here so this mic also picks you up.
Oh, okay. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Last year we were in Ireland with all of our children and had a wonderful 2 weeks traveling around Ireland. Gayle and I had never been there. The kids had all been there, and he showed us all of the stuff they'd seen, and it was a marvelous trip. But it took some time for us to figure out how long we published the Roseman News. And 40 years. We published the Roseman News for 40 years. And it went by fast. And it was fun because of the people that we got to meet. And you know, I look back there and I see Gene Melchers. He was one of the first people I met. He was hanging drywall in his apartment buildings over on the east side. And we were friends then we fought for a while, and then we became friends again. But every person there was really an amazing experience. I look at Terry down there, not fishing, he's got a green shirt on, and he was always been a friend to the Roseman News, always begging for space for projects, free. And the thing about doing a newspaper for a town like Roseman is you get to know all of the people and all of the issues, and you can't get too involved personally, because the news is one thing, the people are another thing. And we've had working for us for 10 years, Amanda and Javier. And they're Californians, born and raised in the down below, and moved up here and now live in the Antelope Valley, have a house here in the Antelope Valley. And over the 10 years, they've learned the newspaper business and all of the stress and strain that goes with it. And now they have decided they'd like to buy it from us. So we said, okay. We're happy to sell it to you. So they're going to take it over. And that's good, because I look at the demographics of the people at the Southern Kern Unified. It's different from when we first came here 40 years ago. It's a different group of people. The people at Roseman High were born in the United States, but they what should I say? It's a new world. It's a new world. They have their things that they want to work on, things that they think are good, and it's time for us to pack our saddlebags and head on down the, down the road.
Well, John,
So-
yeah. Thank you, John. And speaking of Amanda, would you come up, please? Thank you. John, I have some things for Amanda, too. We have a card for you that says, welcome. And we also have for you a plant. Another child. And I think you're going to be seeing Amanda's face around. She's been around at all the community meetings, so she pretty well knows what's going on here in town. And she's done a good job of reporting. If you get the Roseman News, and I certainly encourage you to have a copy of it, you always get a little comment that, that from Amanda, that's how I learned your last name, by looking at who wrote the article. Anyway, we do thank you guys, and I know that you need to leave. If you want to wait just a minute, I'll tell everybody. First of all, does anyone have any questions or any comments? Okay, this is how it's going to work. Back in February of 2021, I interviewed John, and we videoed it, and we have it on disc. And it was really their videoing and then putting things on YouTube that got us to put things on YouTube. So they were the thing that started us posting all of our stuff on YouTube. This is on YouTube. It's way back at one of the second ones I think that we did. But you're going to see it tonight. So this allows them to get to their previous engagement, but it still lets you find out the story of the Joyces. So anyway, I think, Siobhan, do you want to add one more thing?
One more thing. John, you were fussing a little bit about Terry looking for a good deal. Well, Gayle, you said there is a good deal for Terry with the newspaper, so I'll let you come and share what you said the new good deal was for those that are subscribing. And this is for you, Terry.
Terry might be already subscribed.
Okay, we are having a retirement discount on the online version of the Roseman News. It is usually $33. It's $15 for the year. We have some flyers up here. We'll also have them maybe in the library at the chamber. Oh, good. So yes, you can sign up. I'm going to tell my web person to cut the price down to $15. So we hope that you can be part of that. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anyone else have a few things to say, or shall we let them get on their road? Okay.
Or does Amanda want to say something?
Do you want to say something, Amanda? Yeah, talk into the mic. Yeah.
I've been working, like they said, for the Joyces we're going on 11 months, right? Roman's turning 11 this year. We're gonna be in August, and I've learned so much from them and a lot about this community, because I grew up in Banalo Valley, which is we're about 15-20 minutes away, but Roseman is changed a lot in the last 10 years for me. Before there was no Starbucks, no 7-Eleven, so I've seen it grown tremendously, and then that new plaza that's coming in this next coming year is amazing. So if it wasn't for where I live now, Roseman would be, and it is still a possibility. My husband and I love it because your guys' school district is amazing. But I'm gonna be out here more. If you guys have any questions, my email is on the flyer for the good deal. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, I'm more than happy to answer any of those.
Okay, well, thank you again.
could you get a picture of the four of us? Oh, yeah.
Don't run away.
Here, come right in here. Good.
Espera. Espera.
Thank you, Javier.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh.
I appreciate that very much.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Drive carefully.
And we'll see you at the next meeting. Absolutely.
Oh, I forgot, I haven't cleared it with all the board, but I'm sure it's okay. The Historical Society is going to give John and Gayle lifetime membership.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We don't have her spout.
Okay, I need to explain to you where this was recorded. It was during the pandemic, and so we were outdoors at my house in my back patio. We were not really aware of the ambient noise, but I have a lot of trees and I have a lot of birds, and you're going to hear them. When we were doing this live, we really weren't aware of it, but it really does show up on the video. Now, Mac did investigate trying to get the software to take out the noise, but it was hundreds of dollars, and we thought, well, we'd rather spend our money somewhere else. So we just are warning you that there's a lot of bird noise, but that's at my house. Are we ready, Mac? Okay, I'll get the lights. Okay, this is Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021. And I'm here with John Joyce. John and I were having a conversation a few months ago, and he has a very, very, very interesting history. And I thought it would be good to get him to give us something about his history. I know that early on there were things involved with the movies. So, John, do you want to?
Well, I'll tell you, I brought today the first copy of the Roseman News.
Is that Maggie?
This is Maggie Getchell.
Oh.
She appeared on the front page of the first Roseman News back in November of 1986. And now, 35 years ago is when we started the Roseman News. So that's what I can really talk about.
Well, just briefly talk about some of your before Roseman News history.
But
That's kind of
before
interesting.
Roseman News, yes, I was doing TV commercials down in Hollywood. And my first job was for Insight Productions. They had an office down there on Highway 1. And my job was to deliver scripts to the stars in Hollywood. And so they'd give me a script and an address, and I would drive there on a Saturday morning at noon or 11 o'clock and knock on the door and wait and wait and wait and wait. And finally one of these movie stars like Gregory Peck or somebody would open the door about an inch and look out. Yeah, what do you want? I have a script here from Insight Productions. Okay. They'd open wider, take the script and shut the door. But when you saw them on camera, they looked altogether different. We would go down to Television City, there on Fairfax, and shoot these half-hour drama presentations, which Insight was. And gee, I got to meet many of the big Hollywood stars then. Some very nice people, others terrible people, but I got to meet them anyway.
Well, interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting start.
that was that lasted about 2 years down there, and then I started my own production company and started doing more commercials and more trade films and high-tech films for industry. And
Yeah, I remember when we talked before, you talked about getting pictures of gold bonding.
yeah, good, you remember that. Well, that really was an interesting shoot, because the way they were bonding then, they were taking gold wire, and by moving it real fast, they were getting it so hot that it would weld to the substrate, which was on these chips. These are little tiny chips, and nobody really had ever seen that in action. They knew how it worked, and so. But what I did is I got this monstrous. I rented this monstrous lens, so I could get close, and then I took a still shot and then moved the camera. Took another still shot all the way around, 360 degrees. And then we edited them all together. And so the effect of that was the camera looked like it went all around the gold ball as it was bonding on the substrate. So at the show, the trade show, which was down at the LA Convention Center, all of these big people from big electronic companies were crowding around our little booth watching this gold ball bonding.
That's exciting.
The company name was Unitech at that time, and they were bought out by a bigger company. Luckily I bought a little stock back then, and when they went big,
Wise.
our stock went up.
Wise move.
Yeah.
Wise move. Well, then tell us how you got into the newspaper business, because if this is the first, this is really, because I remember Maggie well.
Do you?
Yeah, this is.
She was a great cow.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, that was number one, and this, of course, is this last week's. So this is volume 36. That means 36 years of continuous publication, and this is number 1,830. And here we're talking about Roseman
Right.
shopping.
Yes.
4 new stores coming into Roseman. But how I got into it, the answer that I love to give, I don't know if I gave it last time, but hunger. I had to, I got married and started a family, and I needed more money than we were getting from the movie business. So I looked around, and I liked the publishing business because it moved fast. Every week, new stories, new people, new exciting things. I liked that. And so I started, and one thing led to another, and finally I ended up buying a community publication in Acton. With my movie money, I had bought 5 acres in Acton and a new house and moved out there. And in Acton, there was a community publication put out by 2 gals. And it was all there was. It was really like a Chamber of Commerce or
Like a bulletin almost. Huh?
bulletin, or come out sporadically. Who knows if it would come out in 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, but when they did come out,
they would have stories about local people and new businesses coming in, things like that. And so the two of them got to fighting. The two gals got to fighting. And it didn't come out for a while. And I thought, wow, I wonder if I could buy it from them. And so I went and I could only find one of them. And, oh, sure, I'll sell it to you for $10,000. I said, okay. So I bought it for $10,000 and with the idea of making a weekly community paper out of it. And I did right away and got it going, and the local businesses really liked it because now they could get someplace to put their products and advertise and real estate people liked it because they had property they wanted people to invest in. So that's what happened, and it was going great. And then one day at the market, the other gal that had owned the paper came up to me and said, I was out of town for a short time and didn't know that my partner sold the paper to you, but I really own half of it. So I own half of your paper.
Oh, no.
And I said, Simone, no. Well, she took me to court, and we had my first time in court. I had to get an attorney and everything, but
Not a happy experience.
no, scary to go to court, you know,
Yeah.
and not knowing what they could do to me and so forth. But I won. They said to her that she hadn't been around, and the partner in good faith had sold it to me, and I'd made my deal with the partner, and we'd signed our papers and everything, and this other partner was not mentioned, and so I was in the newspaper
okay.
business and older and wiser for having been to court and found out what that was all about. But that's how I got started with Acton.
Okay. Well, and then, but you have a lot of these small papers that you're publishing.
6 now.
Okay.
We have 6. The next one was Lake Los Angeles. I knew a realtor out there, and they were doing a lot of real estate business. And again, they were doing the publication. They were themselves. And this was Mike Lefevre. I don't know if you ever knew the Lefevres.
I don't know.
But we got to talking one day, and I said, are you going to keep publishing this? And he said, no, I would get out of it tomorrow if I could figure out some way to do it. And I said, well, how about if we publish it, and I'll give you some ads for it. Oh, that's great. So that's how it started.
Okay, so you have then Acton, Lake Los Angeles.
Yes. And then I was working on my paper at my house one day. I get a knock on the door, and Louis is at the door. Now, Louis is an Iranian young fella, and I didn't know him. He said, I need a bank publication. The bank tells me that I have to publish a fictitious business name statement for 4 weeks by state law, and then bring it back to them before they will open my business checking account.
Right, because he's using a fictitious business name.
That's right, because he was using Acton Liquor instead of his personal name. So I said, well, I don't know anything about that, Louis, but I'll tell you what, I'll go find out. So I went to the Valley Press, which was our local publication. The Markhams were there, and they weren't very cooperative. They didn't want to talk to me or anything. So I went to an attorney, and I found out from the attorney what it was, and we looked up the state of California law governing fictitious business name publications. And long and the short of it was, I found out what you had to do. You had to get your publication adjudicated.
Right.
And now adjudication, all new, but I found an attorney. He had to look it up. He'd never done one. And so we got the Acton Agua Dulce News adjudicated to publish legal notices. And that was a long time. It took a long time to do that. But we got it done. And then we could publish Louis' fictitious business name. But we also could publish LA County legal notices, like tax delinquent
Yes,
notices for properties. And wow, that was a windfall,
Yes.
because turned out there were a lot of people in Acton Agua Dulce area who had not paid their taxes or were delaying paying their taxes. And so the county sent us pages at that time, pages of people who owed money and their property was going to be auctioned
Right.
unless they came up with the money.
Right.
So we, sure enough, we published it. And the county paid us, and that was terrific. Well, we did the same thing in Lake Los Angeles. I got that adjudicated because I understood what it was about. And then I came to Kern County, and I part of the California law governing newspapers makes the adjudication good for the county only.
So you had to have another.
So that's right.
We have a visitor.
Yeah.
My
and
cat just wandered
That's
through.
right.
Anyway.
And so to get those tax notices in Kern County, Rosemont, I would have to get it adjudicated in Kern County.
Right.
So I looked around, and here was this young attorney just opened the office. Olaf Landsgaard. Well, before long, I met Art Landsgaard, Miriam Landsgaard, Daniel Landsgaard, Eric, all the huge Landsgaard family.
The clan, yes.
The clan, and the wonderful people.
They
all of
really, truly are.
Oh, wonderful people. And Art and Miriam were so good to us. They took an ad out right away for real estate and had to have us over for dinner. Art took me up in his airplane and flew me all around, showed me this huge desert area. And but we got it adjudicated. We went to Bakersfield and
Got the paperwork, yeah.
yeah, we got all the paperwork in, and we went up in front of Judge Oberholzer. Judge Oberholzer had just come out of the Navy. He was a Navy man, and he'd never adjudicated a newspaper before in his life either. So there is I am there, and here's Olaf. He never adjudicated a paper, and here's the judge. He never. So we're down there in this courtroom, and the stenographer is taking all this down, and he's asking us all these questions. Well, how many subscribers do you have? He says. I says, well, Your Honor, I have 147. That's how many I had at that time. He says, well, that's good, because he says, you don't even have to have any. That's not one of the requirements for
Is that
getting
right?
adjudicated. You do not have to have subscriptions.
I'll be.
Yeah, and I didn't know that.
didn't know that
He
either.
told us that, and then he asked a bunch of questions about Roseman, how many people were here, and it's not a city, and so you can't go to the city hall and say, well, what's the population? You can't do that. And if you try to do it in Bakersfield, well, they're kind of soft on statistics about Roseman. But we got it adjudicated, and we've published it now for 36 years.
That's amazing.
Never missed an issue.
That's
36 years.
awesome.
No matter if we had earthquakes, no matter if we had power outages, 36 years.
You still are publishing it.
Yeah. Still
Well,
publishing
I
this.
know you've changed your format somewhat.
We've changed the format. Yeah. This is COVID clean. This is COVID clean, and the pictures are better, brighter.
Yeah, the paper is different. Yeah.
Paper's different. The type is clearer. All around, much easier on the eyes and better to read. And still publishing.
Have you done that with all of your newspapers? Or
We did.
You did.
We did.
Okay, you
Yes,
did
it's
that.
been a great thing, and still, real estate is still
Oh, I know.
one of the big things here, everywhere. Houses and stuff.
Yeah, that's a nice format. I like the way it's laid out, so you can see where in the perspective of the entire community, the property is. located.
Yes, and we got a state award for that, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yes, we did. We did. We got
Very good.
Yeah, we carry that down here on the left-hand side, state
Oh.
award.
I've always just
Yeah,
sort of looked at the properties.
You look at the
not
dollar and the property, yeah.
not notice the
Uh-huh.
award. Well, very good.
Uh-huh,
But
no.
it's a nice format. It truly is.
It shows the whole area. It
Right.
shows these darker areas are where they shut the street lights off
Yes,
because, well, that's a whole
I know. What
political
that
thing to
is.
talk about,
Yes.
but there's no street lights there. But every place else there are street lights, and so it's and the Gattons here come up with the listings here every week, and it's been very popular, very popular. And yes, we've traded the old format for this paper format. But then, of course, all of the papers now are online.
Yes, I understand that. And you probably have a lot of traffic with your online because the younger people are all doing things online.
Many more.
I am not comfortable online, but they are.
They are, and you see these. We put barcodes and what we call QR codes here.
Right.
So you can take your phone and scan that, and it'll take you right to this interview with this guy, right to that
Right,
interview. YouTube.
right.
So you'll hear from the horse's mouth exactly what he's saying about the new shopping center here in Roseman. And it throughout the whole publication, those QR codes take a person with a cell phone directly to that interview.
That's really useful. I know you mentioned that the last time we talked about maybe doing something with the Historical Society with a little paragraph and doing something like that.
Yes, yes.
And I
think it would
just
be good.
haven't pursued it because I have had a few other things with the year ending and all that going on. But I think that might be worth doing some further investigation.
It would be just to keep the Historical Society in front of people's awareness.
You have been very, very, very beneficial to the Historical Society by making sure that, you know, you are at our meetings when we were able to have meetings and having articles in the newspaper, and that's been greatly appreciated.
Yeah, yes. Well, I'm glad to see the Historical Society come more alive and start doing stuff.
We're working on it.
Yeah,
We're working on it.
yeah.
I don't know, we're not supposed to keep these interviews too long. We've been going about now 15, 20 minutes. Do you think we should?
Well, let's see.
Anything else you want to say?
Anything else I'd like to say? Well, it's been, for 35 years, a pleasure interviewing the great people here in Roseman and the great events. And if anything, I think the best is yet to come. I see the 4 new businesses coming in. I see the new neighborhood houses being built there on 140th, or 40th, and the school is planning for more classrooms. And Roseman now needs a mayor, and I'm suggesting you run and fill in for Maggie Getchell.
Technically, I can't because I don't live in the Roseman area. I'm technically in Mojave. But Maggie, yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that things in Roseman kind of moved around a little bit.
We've had some interesting history. You know, there have been some really amazing people. You mentioned a few of them the last time we spoke. Glendon Johnson being one.
Terrific man. Yeah,
We talked about Christopher, who worked
Christopher.
for the newspaper
Oh, yes.
and was an awesome lady.
Yeah, she really was. Knew a lot of history.
Right.
Yeah, Ben Austin, who was the supervisor
Yes.
for many years.
Yes. I
He was a great.
know Ben a bit. Yeah.
He was a great guy, and
Yeah.
well,
He was very active in our area. He would
Yeah.
come down a lot. We
yes,
would see him, and that was really nice.
yes. And Nina Hartnett was his inside gal when we adjudicated the paper.
I'll be okay.
And we might not have gotten it adjudicated if it hadn't have been for Nina Hartnett, because one of the technicalities that Judge Oberholzer found out was you had to pay for your adjudication filing before you came into court, and the check had to clear.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we didn't know that, but we had paid, and Nina Hartnett, during the lunch break, came down, and I heard her telling the judge, she says, "Your Honor, county law says when we take in the check, that is as good as the check being cashed as far as the presenter is, because we, by state law, have to deposit it that day." And the judge says, "Oh, okay." So that,
We have a bee that's flying around you.
hey,
I haven't seen them.
been here for a while.
Well, it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. And another thing is the school district has been very good. Southern Kern Unified has had great people, great teachers,
Of course, that was where I worked for years.
forever.
Years and
Yeah.
years and years.
Yeah. But the teachers really seemed to care about the students individually and their progress individually. And
I saw that the whole time I was working
yeah,
for them.
yeah. And when I first came, there wasn't a whole lot of extra anything. no extra money or extra buildings or anything in Southern Kern. But the local people donated their time, they donated material, they built things around the high school,
That's right.
and Jim Williford, you know, he was doing,
Oh, he spent hours and hours doing things. Built, worked on the high school arena, helped build the lights at the high school arena.
right,
He's the one that organized the Boy Scout troop
right,
initially. I mean, that man was phenomenal in his dedication to
yeah,
Roseman.
yeah, and dedicating the park to Jim Williford
I know,
was very apropos.
exactly.
I didn't hear one person have anything bad to say about that dedication.
Right, no, that was well deserved.
Yeah, I met him a few times, and boy, he was a whirlwind. I mean, he was moving all the time.
Right, yes,
And,
yes.
But there was other people like that here in Roseman that did a tremendous amount of personal work on behalf of the school and the kids,
Right.
and I was impressed with that, and always tried to cover the sports events. And
I don't think, what year would it have been when you were first here? Was it
85,
85? Okay.
yeah,
So you missed the whole Roseman Community Fair.
yeah.
Yes.
No, that was
Yeah.
wound
That was
down.
just before, you came
Yeah.
in. But I was thinking of, Glendon Johnson, Jerry Williams, Jim Williford, they were instrumental in getting that going. And it's too bad that we couldn't keep it, because it was quite an event.
Uh-huh.
quite a thing.
Yes, yes. Well, talking to people, I heard about it, and but yes, and the animals that the kids would raise
Yes.
for the 4-H
Right.
and take to the fair and have
Yes.
there for that.
Yes.
They really worked hard on that.
Lots of community involvement.
Tremendous amount.
I saw it change somewhat when we started becoming a commuter town, where people commuted for, every day somewhere to go to work and would just come home.
Well, that happened almost overnight,
Yeah.
if you remember.
Right.
Glendon Johnson was the manager of the RCSD. And Harold Redsky, one of the founders, was still on the board.
Right.
And Art Landsgaard wanted to sell some of the vacant land in Roseman, and he came to me and said, "What can we do?" I said, "Well, Art, what we ought to do is come out with a special flyer highlighting the properties and put it in the Times, insert it in the Times in Encino area where a
Right.
lot of the developers
Right.
lived." Well, he was skeptical, but I sold him on it finally. So we came out with a two-color, black and yellow, because that was Century 21, his real estate, and we pictured all these properties and put he and the other people that were working for him, Terry Landseedle at that time was working for him, and we mailed out, I forget how many we inserted, I think we inserted 50,000 in the Encino area, in the Los Angeles Times, advertising a developer meeting. All the developers that want to develop in Kern County, in the Roseman area, come to this meeting at the building on 20th Street, which was the RCSD building at that time. And guess what? 35 developers showed up.
Oh, my word, I didn't.
We didn't know where to put them.
Oh, my word.
Oh, yeah, they were all packed into that little room. And Glendon conducted the meeting, and he had a map. He showed where the water and sewer facilities, the lines went, told them all if they wanted to develop, they would have to come up with the funds to extend water and sewer to their properties. And the people couldn't believe the questions, could not believe how easy it would be for them to develop in Kern County. They were thrilled. They were thrilled. And that's when it took off.
It took off, and it literally took off.
It took off. Kaufman and Broad and Saba and all
I
those
know.
guys came. They just, give me 300 acres. And it took off. But it was a godsend for them. They had no idea that it was this close to LA
Right,
in a different county with different rules
yes.
and water and sewer facility already there. And it took off.
Yeah,
Took off.
and very available for people who were working down below. And
Oh, yeah, they were
Living
dealing,
here, yeah.
they were going down to Temple, down to downtown LA to get
oh, I
their
know.
permits, and it was, they didn't have Lancaster building and safety for LA County. They didn't have it in Lancaster yet. They didn't even have it in the Valley yet.
Oh my word.
You had to go all the way down to the
my
old
word.
building, Temple,
Oh dear.
and wait in
I
line.
did not know that.
And then the desert to them was the Sahara, hinterland. The clerks didn't even know where it was,
Oh geez.
you know? I mean, right there where I live in Acton, in my house, I bought a brand new house for the garage. And my first move was to enclose my garage and make more space. So I said, well, I better get a building permit. I started looking around and, well, you gotta go down to Temple.
I did not realize that. But see, I've never been involved with anybody who was working
Yeah,
in
yeah,
LA County. I
yeah.
mean, everything I've ever done's been in Kern County.
right, right. So I went down there and I took my tax bill for my property and I took a hand-drawn sketch that I wanted to, it's a 3-car garage, I wanted to close it up and make a partition inside, and I went there and the lady says, where are you gonna do this? I says, I'm doing it in Acton. And she looks at me and says, oh, sir, Acton is in Kern County.
Oh
And I said, no. I said, it's not. I said, look at my tax bill. It says LA County. And I showed it. And behind the counter, there was this huge map of all of LA County. And she says, well, come around. And I went around the thing and she says, now where is Acton? And she's going. Finally, she sees it, little dot, Acton. Oh my word. I never knew that Acton was in LA County. And she's the one issuing the permits on the, on the counter.
Oh my
So that
word.
told me how many Acton people went down there for permits.
Goodness, that's
Nobody.
That's right.
Nobody. Yeah, but that's the way it was then. And it, how it changed, everything changed
Oh, yeah.
quickly.
I know, it was almost literally overnight.
Yeah. In a short, 30 years.
Yeah.
And Roseman is now going to have a whole brand new neighborhood over there. And I was looking at the houses today. They're selling.
I know,
They're
I'm just
selling those houses.
astounded.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
property is selling. It's like, wow.
Well, it's they're getting.
But that's one of the reasons why I'm so sort of passionate about wanting to preserve some of the history. When when we had our big 60th anniversary and tried to get all the 4th graders
Yes, remember that, yes.
to come. That was an awesome thing. Not that I had that much to do with it. I just have an awesome group of people that were doing that. Because you need to somehow in these kids implant the idea that something has gone before. There has, there is history. This is,
Correct.
we didn't just, wake up and this is where we are and we're going forward. There's also a past.
Uh-huh.
So I'm hoping, because people are so much into the moment now.
Yeah. How was the property progressing? Is it progressed or?
Well, it's progressive.
great.
It's progressive. I mean, it's, Steve, I met with Steve last week and we're talking. We're working.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
He seems very willing and anxious
He is. Of
to
course,
rent it to you for minimal.
Exactly. But because
then-
they are a public agency, there are all
Uh-huh.
of these rules and regulations.
Right.
And
Right.
because we're a small entity, our historical society is small, we have constraints.
Right.
It's not like we're sitting on a lot of money. So.
Yeah, take on a lot of responsibility.
That's right,
You can't
that's right.
do.
And we're all volunteers,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but we're working. I
Well,
will let you know as soon as we have anything definite. I will let
good,
you know.
good. Because I think that's a big step forward for the town, for the community.
Well, I think it's important, and I would like to be able to have kids come and see things. I mean, we do
Yes.
have some material that's of interest.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
I'd like to have it displayed.
Sure. And there's a lot of pictures and publications that have happened
Oh, I know.
that,
I would love to get my hands on more information, So I'd like to kind of keep our name out there so that if people come across things that would be of interest to us.
getting them to think in that direction.
Yeah, right.
Because the day comes when they have to clean out the garage or clean out the attic because the aunt, the uncle, the mother is now
That's right.
not unable to do it or doesn't want to do it or so forth, and they have all this stuff.
And it's like, I know what they're going to do. They're going to throw it away.
There's the trash can, and what's easier, to throw it there or to...
Please don't throw it away.
Yeah. And if we got people thinking in that direction and kept reminding them,
Right,
I think a lot of them would
right.
certainly want to make it available to the museum.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's-
I
that's
think
my-
you're on the right track, yeah. And I was thinking that through that problem about the public agency and the museum. And, the public agency has an obligation to promote themselves, to promote conservation, which they've tried to do over the years. But it only lasts a short time and they stop. But see, a museum would give them a place to have a permanent.
And they're aware of that. In fact,
Yeah,
they're
good.
They have an area that they'd like to have just for the history of RCSD,
Right,
about RCSD, that kind of thing. That needs to be part of,
absolutely.
right,
Sure.
because you're
It's a
right,
big part of it.
it's huge.
Big part of it, yeah. Remember how it was, the water district was founded, Harold Redsky and those people.
I know.
They worked hard.
I know. When I first came to Roseman, there was no community services district.
Yeah.
It was a privately owned distribution system for
Yeah.
water.
Yes. And they worked at it. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing. It'll come to pass.
I hope so. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. I know it's dragging, but then it needs to drag so that everything is right. So
Good.
we haven't overlooked something.
Good.
Still working on it.
Good. Yeah. And you'll get more members too when you have.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. Of course, this pandemic has made it challenging, but
Yeah.
we've still been able to maintain interest. People,
Well, you have a good gal doing your bulletin,
oh, Janet Winters is amazing.
isn't she? She does an excellent job. She gets it out,
Right,
reminds you.
right. No,
Oh, yeah,
She is amazing.
yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
okay. Okay, well, John,
All right.
thank you very, very, very much.
Gretchen, thank you for the invitation.
Oh, this was good.
It's a real honor. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed it. Interesting people. And as I say, we're excited that Amanda is going to be continuing. And so I guess without further ado, Siobhan, do you have any comments about next month?
We're in a little bit of a flux here with some health issues, so
Okay,
to be determined.
it'll be, okay, next month will be determined. So look for the newsletter done by Janet, for whom I have the greatest respect.
And we also, you know, John Joyce talks about the importance of advertising in a newspaper and everything. And that really becomes a historical document. The advertisement does. To say, oh, we remember when Johnson's Market was in place. You know, we remember when Bob Keith Ford was there. We remember when the going price of a car was, I don't know, $12,000 or whatever it was. And those things become historic, and it's important that we support the newspaper. Anybody that has a connection with the school has quit taking business cards in the back of the yearbook. That was a means of selling and bringing down the price of the yearbook. That is no longer there, so we're losing that historical aspect of it.
Why?
So, I don't know. I don't know. So those are things that, you know, we need to be aware of as a historical society. And as always, our plug is, if you have an empty storefront house, something that you would like to donate to us to have a museum, we would be happy to take it off your hands.
Yes, you did hear the little conversation about, because we had been thinking we might be able to get something for a museum with RCSD, and that did not work out. But yeah, we are looking for a place to have a permanent presence. All right, well, thank you very much, everybody. Our timing is perfect. We have to be out of here by 7 o'clock with all the chairs put back and everything back the way it was. So again, thank you for taking the time to come.
And take